Good evening, good evening. Welcome to the live Facebook. This is Martin here, and thank you for sharing this video in your timeline. We really appreciate for those of you for your continued support. And those of you who are the Smart Robie user, we thank you for your patronage, and we do hope to share something interesting about Smart Robie, and again more of the strategy that we'll be talking on the Bursa Malaysia. Now let's get on to our live Facebook. That's right, in here now. Thank you for coming. Give me a thumbs up if the work that we are doing here and the sharing of our educational material continue to benefit you, and hopefully you do stand to gain something. Especially many of those attending tonight are our members in here. Really appreciate you coming. So let's get on to tonight. What is it all about, the talk in here? Now the talk is on the Bursa KLCI. As we have seen, the KLCI attempting to stage another what we call relief rally for hire, whether this is true or not. So we're going to look at the evidence that is presented us based on the technical signals that is produced by the Trade VSA and VSA 360 in here, whether this market can go higher, and also share with you where we are likely to find some opportunity, which many people may not look at, but for those of you who've been regularly following our live Facebook will probably know the things that I always talk about in our Smart Robie in here. This is something that is good for food for thought, and let's get on to where we have for you tonight. And tonight the talk is about where is the relief rally, if it's going to be going higher. Now many of you may have wondered that we have the overhead and also the interest rate rise likelihood in the US, as well as the ongoing parliament that has gone some sort of dismay, as a lot of shouting in here with the current political situation of Zahid under the DNAA case. So where is this going, and how did Bursa get into this game? What is the right strategy to do right now, and if so, where are all the opportunities that you want to share with us? And of course there will be some trade idea we want to talk about in here, so make sure you stay to the end and we will give you those trade ideas. So what is a relief rally? Some of you are talking in here, so I'm going to show you a picture on the left hand side in here. It's a picture of a rally, but many of you would have known, we are in the bull market. Are you sure, Martin? We've been in the bear market for some time, depending what you're looking in. So this picture probably tells you a part where the bear is expected to come in with the kind of outlook that I given you last Wednesday. You'll remember last Wednesday what I talked about, right? I talked about China too. So will this be the end of the bull that we are seeing right now in the perspective of the US as well as the Malaysia? And we all know Malaysia chart tend to follow the US market, or is the bear ready to take over? What do you think in here, right? Is this fella coming up in here? The bear is going to be ushering in here, and the remaining months, September, October, November, December, it's going to be a bear market. Let me know what you think in here, all right? Do share what is your opinion. Give me a thumbs up or thumbs down. If it's thumbs down, does mean the market is going down, but not thumb down to the show and the information that we're sharing in here, right? Now, of course, in the last FB, we did talk about the reopening of the China, right? And we have said before, the China is pretty much dragging what we've seen this morning. If you have not catch that video, more insight in here. But let me just give you a bit of a rundown from what I've talked about last Wednesday, right? Now, the China 5 crisis, eventually when it reopened back, it became one big crisis in here. We have the property, the crisis. We have the Country Garden, then we have the Evergrande, and then today, I'm not sure, I've seen the headline, another property sector also pops up in here, going through some sort of difficulty in here. And also the local government debt, which is ongoing, building a lot of infrastructure, or what we call Gold City, and even the youth unemployment hit as high as 21% until the Chinese government decided not to report. And also export and deflation. We have seen the coupling of the US market and also the continued news that you see about the Huawei Mate 60 saying that this is the 7 nanometers chip that China was really about to build, and also the slowing down in terms of the prices that we've seen, deflation in here, all that. Now, some of the sign of the red flags that we have seen earlier, that the GDP did slow down to a 0.8 after the market lifted its reopening in 2022. We see the market rebound back, but since then has been going down. So we have to see the month of August. But export continued to dwell lower. You can see in here as consumer confidence also dwindles. So when consumer confidence dwindles, people will buy less. And again, that is a self-cyclic. When people don't buy, then you see a lot of the sales and revenue tend to drop, and that also drive the youth unemployment. And of course, later on I will talk about the yuan and versus the US dollar, how much this will also impact us as investor, as we are also, some of you may be taking a holiday or may notice the food prices may be a bit more if you're importing it. It's partly due to the weakening of the ringgit against the US dollar, which in turn also impacted by the yuan. And of course, the new loan has definitely came down because of the property sector going through a slump in here. And is it the same thing that's happening in Malaysia? What do you think? All right, let me know your thoughts in here. And do share, those of you who are tonight in here, my regular friends who usually come and join me on Wednesday night in here, do let me know you're here. And we all know that China previously was heavily dependent on the investment and the export in here, as such that this has in turn impacted Malaysia. Some of the just to jot down your memory in here. And in terms of Malaysia being one of the largest partner is China, right? And you can see China import from Malaysia, which means we actually sell it to China 109 million, and export China export to Malaysia is 92 billion. So it is a net surplus, net surplus which Malaysia stand to gain. If you look at it, this was from year 2022. And of course, the Malaysian economy, aka the Bursa stock market, will definitely be impacted by this, as such that we have seen also Malaysia post the weakest GDP growth in nearly 2 years as the export slump. And even today, all right, and this is it's what people are talking about, maybe with the export slump, a lot of technology may not even recover. So it's such that even on today's newspaper, right, the export in China down by double digit to 14.74 billion, which is about 12.4% month on month to be exact. And that's really driving why we've seen right now the ringgit, the ringgit against the US dollar continue to be weakened, because China is currency is weakened. As they continue to weaken, that is why our ringgit hitting very soon 4.72. Right now I think it's 4.69 in here, 4.72. Do you think that it's going to hit 4.8, which what we've had last year in November in here? And then of course China reopened in December, the market took out a bit and we start drifting back to 4.34. Well, we were really hoping it could hit 4.2, but unfortunately the market continued to reverse, as we saw China got weakened in here as a market tends to go up. And also right now with the possible of September interest rate 50%, they said 50%, there will be an interest rate rise, and that's why we are seeing the US dollar also strengthening, is people are putting back into savings, or what we call CD in here. So that's why we are seeing it in. And of course, all in all, the Bursa continued to hold on. Let me just make this a bit smaller so you can see. Bursa continued to hold its level, as we have seen 5 consecutive days of buying. And see, green, all this consecutive of buying hold its level in here. The foreign fund hold its level in here, and that's why we see what we see today. KLCI not going lower, it's holding on in here, which does mean the flow is still good. All right, so the flow is good, so that also means why the opportunity is presented. Now, not everything you can see in here, but I just want to make sure the small cap and mid-cap stock is still in the uptrend. Now we see from here, this is a trend auto line. For those of you who are a member, please use this to plot this. You can definitely see the midline point is still on the upper side, so that means this rally can still go up, and the same goes also on the FBM 70 in here. You could see it's still in a nice stage 2 uptrend. So if you know where to find, definitely I'm giving you the clue tonight. It's on the small cap stock and the mid cap stock, which is still continue to do well in here. Let's take a look at our FKLI. Now the left hand side here is the FKLI and the future chart on the left side. Definitely using the VSA auto trend from here, and you can definitely plot this chart in here where the market continued to point to a downtrend in here. You can see it hit the upper trend line too. Remember on Monday, those of you who attended, I've talked about the auto trend line 2 in here, and then the market hits it and then continue to drift back in here. So right now you had the so-called upper trend line 1. Maybe it can hold there. If it does break below, then you go back to the midpoint, which is around the 1440. Okay, so that's why we say that this relief rally may short-lived if the market failed to break the 1460. All right, take note of it. So right now it does have a support at 1450, but again, it's going to depend tonight what is happening on the US market as well as the foreign funds that we are seeing. What do you think? Do you think that our market likely to break into the 1460? Let me know your thought right on the comment section in there, as well as having an auto trend here. All right, good evening, Nora. Thanks for you to coming here, and whether the auto trend will plop towards moving to a up market. So take note of it. Relief rally may short-lived. If you fail to break 1460, then if it does, we break. So what is the best strategy in here? Of course, for us, for the Trade VSA and also for our member, is the Pony Express. We have done extensive back testing going back to the last 10 years, and we know what kind of stock work very well, and we continue to show them to our members every Monday night at 9:30, as well as our regular every second Tuesday of the month, our orientation in here. For those of you, our members, please make sure you check in, go over to the Knowledge Center and check out the video that we've done for you in here. So the best strategy at this point will still be the Pony Express. Now, what is the Pony Express? Some of my past video I've talked about Pony Express is the way how the old mail, before they invented the email, mail used to be delivered by Pony Rider, right? Pony Rider in here, they have to brave through the so-called the Wild West in the what year was this? In the 1890s, or the early 21st century. No, the early 20th century, 20th century mean 18 plus. So they have to ride through it in order to deliver mail, and there are many obstacles as they delivered into the Wild West. A lot of Indians, and they're trying to kill this rider. And what they do is that the Pony Express really ride very fast horse, not that the one that you see here. All right, the one that you see here is a leisure ride, so they have to ride the horse very fast, and at the same time they want to ensure that whatever they deliver is a parcel or is a mail get delivered. So they have to avoid a lot of emergency. What are the kind of safety rules they have very figured out for them in here? And more importantly, if they're going to be delivering a parcel, what is the chance of success? Now, in many aspects, we want to learn from this Pony Express is to ride a very fast horse. That's the principle behind it. To ride a very fast horse at the same time on target, like this fella now. Now, this fella is what we call mounted archery, right? Mounted archery is something that I've seen a lot on the documentary in here. It's considered one of the most difficult sports to do while riding a horse. So just imagine you are Pony Express trying to ride away from the danger, from the Red Indian who's trying to kill you while delivering it, because you still need to hit the target, right? Why we need to hit the target? Because what's the point of riding without hitting the target? Then you're not making the trades, right? So trading is like riding archery. It can be trained. I know many of you have never ridden before. This is why we advocate use a system, and right now we're recommending this because we feel and see that some of our members have some sort of success if you just follow the rules that we share with our members in here. And tonight I'm just going to review a little bit rules for our public in here so they can also get into this. So trading is possible, and right now you need practice. Practice without using the real money. It's like riding. You can see from this context in here, you got to ride the pony and you must pull the archery and you have to shoot it. And that's why we always say that this is definitely one way to do it. And through our program, our tools inside here, and the education we're sharing here, we do think that it's possible. And that's why we started this month. This month is the new leaderboard. We are trying the virtual trading competition, which we did the last 6 months from the 7th of March to the 7th of September. I think some of you may have seen the winner. If not, I'll just flash it back in here. And yet we still have Sukumaran being the top leader in here, right? Sukumaran being the top leader in here, and I'm on the second one. That's why I'm advocating many of our members, including Nora, to join our virtual trading competition in here and to follow some of these practices in here. On context, how difficult is mounted archery or riding archery, mounted archery in here. Now, archery alone will take 2 months how to shoot correctly. So if you are interested, right, learning archery as a hobby, you'll take 2 months. But when it comes to horse riding, right, it takes you 2 years to gain the basic skill just to ride it in here. So there is a part of skill and knowledge, and that's where a coach is also part. If not, what happens to you if you don't do it correctly, right? If you don't do it correctly here, then you'll end up like this, You end up like, what does it look like to you? You look like a horse. You have a horse, but there's no rider, which means you don't get the reward, isn't it, right? So we still need to hit the target. We still need to ride the horse. So hopefully you come back to the end of 2023 with some profits to cover up some of the investment that you put out front. And this has always been our message to you in here. Don't be a horse without the rider, because the rider is you. Yeah, okay? So this is a part. So that's why we go back and find out what kind of horse is good to ride, what kind of archery you want to be studying. So we do a lot of back tests. All right, now this back test is very important. Now there are many times you may be listening a lot of influencer teaching you this method and that method. It's also important aspect. What is the success rate? What is the back testing? As what we call buyers beware. It's important to know some of this strategy, how well it works. So if I have a time machine, I go back to, let's say, 5 years or 3 years or 1 year. How would your strategy work in touch, right? Then you can use this like a time machine. You can see on top here, right, is the DeLorean car, the GMC DeLorean car, and see how back the past performance is, and pretend whether you make money using those entry and exit. And of course, many of you would have known what the strategy we use here is the Pentagon Guider, right? The Pentagon Guider in here allows you to learn from the past, and then you're able to improve those trading strategy. Maybe you shouldn't be trading such a big size, or maybe you should trading such a small size, because a lot of people come into this market with a presumption that everything is easy. That's why I'm saying, right, sometimes trading is like the mounted archery. You're riding a horse, you still need to put the archery in here. It takes practice, but it can be done. As you can say before, riding a horse also takes 2 years. But here through Trade VSA, we can say it will take shorter than 2 years, right? But it'll still take a bit of time to improve in here. So a little bit of sharing here first, okay? So a little bit of sharing, I think, yes. So some sharing of the rules and back testing, more of it. We share that with our members in our Monday session, as well as our orientation session in here. At least pick stock that at least 19 cents. Within a short period, which is time management in here. You don't want to be carrying for 9 months or 2 years in here. And you need to have a stop loss, right? You need to have a stop loss. Just like the horse can never go on forever. So you always need a stop loss to manage your amount, how much you're getting and how much. And later on, I'm going to share with you some of the back testing that I've done, forward testing from the month of March this year, 2023, to September 2023 and how much of the kind of profit that you look at. And also we include the cost of commission in our back testing in here, right? And then of course we want to test it back towards difficult period through bear market, bull market 2019-2020, and how well we fare on those kind of situation in here. So more important is the stocks that you choose. Very important is to enter after the Pentagon Guider, which means see the Pentagon Guider, you enter the next bar in here, and you want to exit within 1 to 2 months, remain the best in here. Most of those parameters we keep it for the members, and this is why everybody can do it, right? Just like the mounted archery, right? We can train you through our thing, through virtual training in here, and you can see through our Pentagon Guider back testing in here, those 19 cent above is always the best. But we have found out through this back testing, the 49 cent, the 69 cent, and the $1 tend to be much better result in here. You can go back to 2019. The 69 cent here made about 30%. If you choose the 49 cent, only 1%, but the $1 is 14 cent. 2020 was a good year, right? That was a year where, you know, everything rebounded back. So you can see 75, 138, 200%. 2021 continued to be strong. 49 cent give about 50%, right? And then 2022, a 4%, right? 69 cent and above give a 75% return. 69, but on 2023, the gain has got a bit less. If you are trading more than 2 ringgit, that's only a minus 0.3%, so it's not going anywhere. And we have seen first half of the year market, so you can do better with some of these results. And as I said before, one of the key things is looking at the FBM SE, the small cap stock. Remember the small cap stock and the FBM 70, which you will find it also on the trading view. Those are the stock. And do take note, these are back testing, and does not mean that the future will be the same too. So if you look at the chart that we plotted out, if you have a 50,000 ringgit, okay, a 50,000 ringgit, and you traded let's say the 69 cent and follow those rules, right? Hypothetically, you could make about eventually 1, 2, 3, 4 years, almost $350,000, and that is through a lot of practice in here. And sometimes I'm also amazed the members that we have. We keep telling that people, we have built a virtual trading platform for all our members to train, right? Like shooting the archery. But yet in time and time again, we still see those familiar faces, those few that I showed you just now on the virtual competition in here. Now remember, success only comes through those who practice hard, right? And we are here, the coaches and myself are here to really push you and to get this kind of result. Just imagine a 50,000 ringgit, you can make it into, don't say 300,000, 250,000, or maybe up to 150,000 within a year, or maybe 2 years, or maybe 50,000 going to 60,000. It's possible in here. Now this is trading only the Bursa market. We started with the US market already. For those our members, make sure you log in and check out the VSA 360 on the US market. I have some information over that in here. So again, these are past historical data. Doesn't mean in future it will be the same, right? But so far, I think 2021 is the year. So through thick and thin, as I said before, good year, bad year, you still need to stay with it. But the problem with a lot of people, after a couple of setback, right, a lot of them just chicken out and say this is not for me, right? And one of the reasons why is because they don't have the guidance, and that's where the difference is. That's why we here at Trade VSA wanted to, be that person, hold you accountable, and to train you to get this kind of good result. And I'm saying from 50,000 ringgit, maybe getting up to 70,000 within a certain time frame too. All right. So right now we also have the smart. My team already continued to build the smart Robie, because there are a few people did ask, hey, that is only VSA 360. How about smart Robie? Yes, we also tested smart Robie, and because smart Robie, the trade idea that comes out on the phone, we actually kept a history of them, right? So we kept a history of them. We only started collecting them in March 2021 when we start releasing smart Robie. We released smart Robie earlier, but we only start collecting from March 2021 onwards. You could see for the 19 cent, the 49 cent, you can assume for the 29 cent, you can see Only a March 21 because we didn't have a full year. Maybe that's why the result was a negative 6%, negative 8%, and price against at 1 ringgit. But above 2 ringgit is pretty good in here. Now keep in mind, the difference between Smart Robie, Trade Idea tend to be narrowed down. They're quite narrowed down, and those are very popular stocks. Okay, but on the VSA 360, we have selected stocks that generally are more widespread out because we look at the wider scope. And of course, Trade VSA on Smart Robie tend to be what we call basic version for the beginner in here. So a lot of things we have simplified a lot in here, but the results are very, very similar too. You can see in December 2022, a full year, right? 2022 we have 12% return, and then 29 cent about 12% return. 1 ringgit is 13.5%, and 2 ringgit is 14.5%. This year was a good year. From January to August 2023, we have a 20%, 7.8, and a 2.2%. So that tells you the trade idea from the Pentagon Guider that you see in the main menu does give you a good result too, if you follow some of the rules that we talk about, cut loss and also taking profit. Now again, going back to this here, if you have a 50,000 ringgit, of course the first year, if you have it March 21, you lost some money in here. Worst case scenario, you're trading the 1 ringgit and above, you're down to about 44. But on year 2022, you catch up and then you made up about 60 over thousand in here. So now I'm going to share you the different version. What is the difference between them, the VSA 360 and also the Smart Robie Trade Idea? Both of them have the same engine running on the Pentagon Guider. It's just that for the Smart Robie, the Trade Idea tend to be more friendly and more sweet spot. Some of the stocks that Smart Robie will pick up generally refer to stocks that is popular in here. And remember, things that is popular generally, a lot of people already discover in here. But for the VSA 360, the Trade Idea are more comprehensive and they are wider amount across the board. So that's why if you notice, if you have Smart Robie, the result may be quite different compared to the VSA 360. I always tell people, if you want to use the free version, use the Smart Robie if you're a beginner. And once you want to upgrade, you switch over to the VSA 360. Even if you go back to just 2 years, from 50,000, 2 years, you're hitting about, let's say 2 years, about 100, let's say about 100,000 over, right? Possible. Again, backtesting result. But on Smart Robie, you're just from 50, maybe just crossing 60 over 1,000 plus. Okay, so that's a huge difference in here. And for those of you who are currently some of our members in here, use the VSA 360 Pentagon Guider. And of course, tonight I'm going to share with you some of the Pentagon Guider screener, how I use it, and you're able to pick some of the stocks. I'm not sure whether you'll run or not, but I'll share with you some of the stocks that we talk about to our members on this Monday started to pick up. I think one good one was IWCT, which actually picked up today, right? Because there was a change in momentum. I talk about it on Monday, all right? So extensively in here. So let's go over to the Pentagon Guider stock selection in here. What we will be focusing on is on the 18th and 19th of September. All right, so 18th or 19th of September, you log into your VSA 360. Very simple one, the way I do it in here. And then the next thing we want to do is to look at the respective columns, okay? So what are the columns in here? We have the columns, we have the name, ST and LT is most important one because we want to ensure we want to pick those stock in a strong stage 2 share. A strong stage 2 share, that's why we do our back testing, we find it using ST, stand for short term, we want to make sure it's -5 and long term is minus 0.5. So that way you always get the bullishness in the company in there, right? And this is where you put your LT. LT is what? LT is minus 0.5, ST is 0.5, and that way you get a lot of the strong. And also we notice by putting the ST and LT at the right sweet spot, what we talk about here, even the market were to sell down, right, through our forward testing, the losses are quite small, generally about less than 8%, right? So that's why it's good. And if it does goes up, you go a bit more. So you don't get the kind of big disappointment market will sell off in here. And that's through our research and in here. And then the last one you want to pick one is the last column to what we call the percentage to date, which means from the green Pentagon to the current trading date, which is today in this scan in here. We want to make sure that the chart hasn't run up yet in here. I'll show you what I mean in here, which I've been doing many times through the public as well as. So let's do a VSA 360 demo here. right? So once you log in here, if you have, you can always, try it out on the VSA 360. Go over to the screener, click on the Pentagon Guider, right? And then you have the ST and minus 0.5 and the, so you want to make that minus 0.5, right? So we don't want to pick the 20, we want to pick the 18 one, okay? 21, I keep it for you tonight for tomorrow trading. Okay, we pick the old one, minus 0.5 and minus 0.5, all right? And that's it. So once you have it, you can see from here, out from the 21, out from the 21, this is on the 18, Bila 18 is Monday lah, today is Wednesday ma. So you can see 75% win rate. That means that whatever that you pick from the minus, the ST and the LT, the figure given, almost 75 of them make money. The highest, click on this one, is 14%. Wow, Ivory went up so much. Oh yeah, from the entry. Let's take a look. So you just mouse over them and you can see, oh yeah, this one very hard to trade lah. Ramso is a nice one. You can see the pickup here, right? 5%, PJ Abanda, okay? And the worst case one was MYEG. So MYEG is down 1%. Maybe MYEG has some potential. Hey, this one not bad actually. MYEG, you can see, why? Because it actually has another, I like MYEG, okay? Because you have the, what we call the pullback completion and then push back up again. So I like MYEG. So that's a good trade to look at it, MYEG. But do take note, MYEG a lot of time, the flag cannot fly one because it's 80 cents. All right, so that's how we look for it. So on that basis, after we pick that one, we go to turnover, right? We look for the lowest one. Yeah, MYEG comes out. MYEG is one of the stock. Pertama, tak payah lah, 3 ringgit, no need lah, no waste time. Okay, 45 cent, Ramso, I like it, right? Ramso, let's look at, let's switch over to our VSA 360 in here. Let's look at MYEG now. All right, and this is the chart that we've seen in here. And of course, just wait for it. And we have also the, yeah. So you can see MYEG previously was on the downtrend. Right now, the market broke through here already. Okay, so the market broke through here already. We are looking for a change in trend, right? We have this close up in here. Market is up 3%. So, but it's on high volume. So take note, every time when you have high volume, market will pull back sideways one. So this is a high volume tomorrow, a lot of profit taking on. So that's something you need to take care. It's not going to fly straight away. The other stock we have is Ramso. Okay, is it Ramso? Ramso, what do they do, Ramso? Okay, let's take a look at Ramso. I can click on here. That goes to the chart. Okay, Ramso buat apa? Ramso, technology or software company. What do they do? Human capital R&D with professor from UMC of Fit Mobile Design. Apa itu dia cakap? Okay, banyak cakap here lah. Okay. This one is PE of 21. And okay, let me take note of this one here. Okay, so I'll just take a look. So Ramso, and that's a good one. And the other one I like is also HPPHP. Okay, let's look at the HPP HB. So you can see from here, this one you can see still in a nice uptrend. You have a line change line change here 7%. Hold it, but you got upthrust. So again, this is an upthrust. Market may pull back the next few days. So I will wait for 1 or 2 more bars before I decide go. Wait for the pullback to complete. Yeah, wait for the pullback to complete. Then only you go from then onwards. PJ Boomi, this one here. Okay, PJ Boomi. PJ Boomi is quite nice. You can see there's a change in the overall trend. We have a pickup here, 5% sideways here. This was a 8%, a 5%. Again, climatic volume may pull back again. A lot of this will pull back again. TDM, not yet. MCE, this one 1 ringgit. No lah, don't pick 1 ringgit. So we will go to the 19. Okay, 19 of so again, we put on the minus 0.5 and minus 5. So that is to ensure that we pick up a lot of the good stock. You can see from here, this one hasn't been updated yet. It will be updated in 10:30. So some of the stocks I like from here, just switch over to turnover. 90 cents. And Sun Surya we have taken profit already. Right, I think I'll show you a taken profit on this one. Right, Sun Surya taken profit because it did have the green Pentagon here. Sudah cabut already. Okay. Then we have Perdana. Okay. Okay, Perdana looks good, but the thing is that we need to wait for one more bar here. One more bar like what we saw for IWCT. One more bar of line change or a green bar, then the market will go up. Because what happens is that if the market down today, we see the crude oil prices down, tonight, tomorrow also will go down. Even if you have green Pentagon here, because the market moves sideways before it picked up. Okay, because we want to pick something, then started to go up. That is to enhance your skill in here. Okay, so that's the thing. So what we want to do going forward is once you pick those stocks, either it's Perdana lah, like what Norasa, HPPHB lah, or MYEG, all this kind of stock, you want to forward test before the real money. This is where you start practicing. You can put in your entry, exit, profit and loss date, and here. This is where we encourage our members, right? Our members to go in and log to the stock trading competition, which is a platform we have built for our members in here. And you could see the leaderboard. This is this is the next 6 months competition that we're doing. We have a series of 2, which means it's short-term trading. You're given 50,000 ringgit, and this is where you want to make money lah from here. So I have 2 trades here. One is Pakistan, which I have 7% in the money. So how do I know that? 2162 VDET. So tonight I'll probably leave up to Nora. Nora, which one you want me to buy? I will key it inside here. And of course, this one you cannot key in during the office hour lah. This is just a virtual trade. The whole point is for you to practice your trade in here, and then you can strengthen it and observe it. So which one is it, Nora? Let me know. Which one should I buy? Which one do you like? Some of the stocks in here, because I'll be picking up in here. Okay, so but I want to share with you is a past competition that we did in March to September last month. So we'll take a look at some of the results. Was the first one quick trades in here. Okay, Nora like PJ Bumi. Okay, so you can see from here, let's take a look at me lah. I was down here. I have a minus 1,600 ringgit loss. That was because one of the trade I didn't clear out. So to look back to there, so I will go back to some of the trades here. Okay, not this one. Go to my history. So when I click onto my history, this is where I can see all my trades. So you can see from here, the biggest one was KTC and Silver Ridge. I think I shared with you how I got into silver. GDB, I lost 600, 500, and the list goes on. So each of these is quite easy to see. Right, because I only use 10,000 ringgit, so it's 6%, 5%, 4%. Of course, this one no commission. Just keep that in mind. And then it goes on to here. So that was to prove to my members that you can actually make money from. So you just sort it out in here, and you can see some of the big winner were UEM and V Solar, which was 12%. I think currently I also had one more winner, 600 in here. So this is how you can look back, and you just need to look at the open and entry. And from here, once you will clock in all those information, what is your success rate, how much that you're winning, and then you can see each losses, how big and how small. This is what we call about practicing, the pooling of the archery. Then you will really do it and learn well in here. Okay, so we do this for 6 months, so you don't use real money, and then you practice it. So if I go back there, this is a Pony Express one, is the latest one that we are doing for the US market. Pony Express, you can see I'm down about, this is using how much I use here, 10,000 US dollar. I'm down 1.75% in here. Let's see whether the trade will turn out to be winner or not. Then we go over to the quick trade, the current one that I'm doing, looking at the history. So you can see from here, the profits that I've gained and lost started already, the new one. So Globetronics, I cut at 3%. TRC, I cut at 2%. You can see TRC, I exited here. When do I exit? You can just mouse over here. Yeah, you can see on the 11 and on the 7. So TRC, let's take a look at TRC. Because from then onwards, there only you can see whether your strategy is correct. So today it went up 2.6%. I got out here because the market was turning here. I'm out, right? And then you can see PTRB, I also out at Globetronics. Let's see Globetronics. Okay, so Globetronics was correct. I out because red Pentagon. Then next one is PTRB. Okay, PTRB. Okay, PTRB also today went up. You could got up and jump from here, up 3% in here. But I took it such a way because why? I seen the trend already turning down. I just want to exit. All right, so this is where you want to see what works and what don't work. I got out from George Ken also, and also I got out from Sun Surya. Sun Surya was my biggest win so far, which is 1470. So right now, if I look at my own trading, okay, without looking at the leaderboard, I got two in mind, 714 and 527. That's 5% for VDAT. And VDAT is a nice one. If you look at VDAT, I got smart money one. You can see this is a trend. Keep going up straight one. You can see this one betul smart money punya, like rocket ship you watch out lah, satu slam down akan datang already. So usually when do I know that I look for climatic volume or I look for certain clue which we teach watch the video in here. This VDAT manya jahat punya VDAT akan datang dia punya slam down punya, but it will still continue to go up lah. You can see VDAT. Okay, so the other one is Pakistan. Something is happening on Pakistan also, which I pick up earlier on. Pakistan started to pop up already. Okay, so today is PJ Bumi. Okay, PJ Bumi. Let's take a look at PJ Bumi. PJ Bumi not bad lah, but you can see this bar 5% in here. Boleh lah. Okay, we do for, since this is a pick from Nora. Okay, I think it's okay. So we type so how to do it? We type PJ Bumi. Okay, because we need buy 10,000, so I'll bring up the calculator, show you to do it. It's not that difficult, and you do this, so you do it like, you know, second nature to you. 10,000 ringgit, you divide it by, what's the price? 101 Hey, 1 ringgit lah, Nora, tak mau beli lah 1 ringgit. Kena jalan one. No, pick something else. I don't want 1 ringgit one. Yang mana tadi kita cakap? Okay, I think I pick HP lah, HP. 1 ringgit tak boleh jalan punya lah, PJ Bumi. HPP Berhad. This one 44 cent. If I have to pick, I'd rather pick this one. HPP Holding. Okay, let's try this one. Boleh It's okay Having some fun also lah. That's why we're doing it. Again, this is the whole point, is to practice without the fear of the emotion. Make sure you get this, just like the archery. You want to get it right. So you got 44 cents. Okay, 44 cents. You stick on this one. Get up the 10,000 ringgit. Okay, divided by 44 cents, and I have 22,700 lah. Okay, 22,700 shares. There you go, 9988. So easier lah. So whenever you go 700 ringgit, I know 7%. When you go down minus 500 ringgit, I know it's minus 5. But you have seen through the history over the last 6 months, you know some of the trade don't work out one. Okay, I buy one here. Okay, so tomorrow see how it goes. This one. This is a contribution from Nora, one of our members in here. And okay, so we are done for that one trade and calculated it. Not that easy. So we do forward testing lah, right? We done that one, and we can sort it out by the date which I share with you. So the winning trade you could see from the UEM was about 1,004. When I enter just after the green Pentagon, you can see here. Then I got out here, red Pentagon, and there's another one I enter V Solar. I got out here. So usually there's a system. You don't want to hold it for too long. Those systems, I'll share those with our members. You probably know why. Then before the red Pentagon sell back down, gone back to zero. Right. So these are it. So HHBP, that's the one I like. And also Perdana. Okay, Perdana. This is the other one. Okay, so maybe we'll do one more trade. Shall we do another trade? Or we did 3 trade enough already lah. 3 trade enough already lah. Because I want to keep some bullet. Because I only can do 5 trade only. Okay, so I did a HPPAB. Okay, so that's a thing in here. And some of these trade idea every Monday, as I said before, I'll share that with the members. This last Monday, I share with them. Now, of course, for our members, if you missed this, there is a video recording for all our members training at 9:30. So that's one of the benefit in here. And this is exclusive for members and the rules. And also we share some of the trade. I can say that on the 18th of September, IWCT, you can see this was a chart, right? You can see from here, right? Hasn't run yet lah. I think I share with the members later on it run. Let me go to IWCT, show you. Yeah, this was where it is, right? We saw it in here, and today went up 8.7% now, because it is a very, very similar to UEM, which I've described to the members too. You can see right here. You can see here, right? Just before this thing fly off, right? It's like that lah. Will be another one coming soon today, IWCT. Let's see tomorrow will jalan or not. Okay, and then the fluff fly. So right now, a lot of people want to buy UEM lah. All right, because they always wash you with it. But remember, once they hit through this upper level in here, right, the market will have to adjust for itself. It can pull back one. Okay, so that is the lesson learned from in here. Then I share Sun Surya, I told them hit 10% already. So the portfolio of the trading, the one that I share with you on the leaderboard here, is something that I shared. One of the reasons I'll do this because I want to share all the trading ideas so member can follow that in practice before they really put their real money in here to see all the trades. And also for me to go in to watch it. Oh, you're in the city, IW City already last Friday. You pandai, you jangan dulu lah. You wait for another bar pecah dulu, Nora. Okay? Alright. You let me pecah dulu, go up some more there, okay? I think you know where to take profit lah. It cannot go too high already lah. Okay. So good. Nora, very good. Okay. And Nora, you go over to the Google review. Give me a good review lah. I'm short of it already. Alright. So, okay. So backtesting best practices, as I said before, practice, right? Like Nora continue to practice. She already put into real money in here. So you need to know the total number of trade. Just like I go to the history, that's why we have the virtualtrade.smartrobie.com to share with it. Know your win rate and your loss rate. Number of losses in arena, and then total overall profit. Don't be, because you're still practicing in here the next 6 months or so, don't be overly concerned with winners and losers. Every night just look at few trade, practice in there. The whole point is get so used to doing in the virtual trade. When you do real life trading, it somehow got tricked. Hey, this is like, I know I have this confidence to work on, right? Then always look at the entry and exit, like what we share with Nora. Entry and exit, very important. And when you get that right, I tell you, anything is possible. So right now, you also have the S&P 500, and starting 1st of October, we want to home on to our members as well, the public, to the Smart Robie US market. I do think that going on forward, the October, November, December month, I'm very bullish on the US market, right? At the same time, there's a lot of opportunity on the tech sectors in here. Again, something that we can follow very, very closely in here. Of course, for our Muslim friends, you just need to check out on your broker platform whether those are Sharia or not. But I do know Apple are Sharia compliance in here. Something just want to take note of in here. And of course, I want to invite those of you who is listening who are not member yet, join our VSA Premium membership and share some of the good fine points, education sharing of trade idea every weekly, how to enter that. You can also practice it. I think that's, practicing is most important, and this will run for 6 months until the 7th September to March 2024. 6 months in here. And we have Sukumaran, Mayfern to thank for, and also James, who has been, very kind-hearted and share with us. This is Sukumaran. I say, hey, how come you didn't come? I say, boss, Sifu, I was in Bali for holiday, and good. And also right now he is still leading also, right? So to all our members in here, and of course you can always join in here, and we have some inquiry in here, and my team will attend to it if you're really interested on this one here. So Bursa KLCI, the way I look at it, I think there will be a relief provided 1460 for KLCI, right? But remember, notice the FVM SC, which is a small cap stock, and the fledgling 17 and run. And of course, Smart Robie also have some good winners in there, and also the VSA 360. Use it at your disposal. If you want to use something for free, use the Smart Robie. If you think you want to upgrade and you want to get the kind of coaching, the kind of video tutorial access to education, then join our VSA 360. All is decided by you. You want it free, use the Smart Robie. You want assisted, then you use the VSA 360 in here. All right. So as a summary, I do think that the China slowdown pricing has already been in the market. So next is the budget 2024, whether we'll have this continued relief rally going for. Bursa SC and the mid 70 is where you should focus right now. All those penny stocks that we talk about in here. And I recommend the Pony Express, which I shared with you in here. Most important, also education. To like what we call forward testing, the virtual trade in here, you are investing in yourself with a system guided by the Trade VSA. So that's all I have for tonight in here. Right, thank you for coming in here. I do hope you all learned a bit in here, especially the rules I've shared with the members, and also the stock, penny stock, the range wise is very important. That's what Nora said, want to buy the PJ Bumi. I said, RM1 tak nak lah. Don't waste my time with the one. Buy all those 19 cents, 49 cents, 69 cents. The one chances better. Okay? Alright, so don't forget to share this Telegram in your chat room. And if you have any stocks that you want me to review feel free to pencil in there. I'm happy to it. But I think some of you would already know lah. No green Pentagon, jangan masuk lah. Got green Pentagon, next day you masuk. Okay, so that's all I have for tonight. I'll see you guys. Oh, by the way, on next week, breakfast show on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, I'll be away for a short break. I'll be back on Friday, a breakfast show. So Monday breakfast show will be cancelled, and even the Monday night members training will also be cancelled. And then Tuesday nothing. Wednesday our live Facebook will be cancelled also lah, because I'll be away. I'll be back on next Friday. All right, next Friday then we have the Happy Mooncake Festival to everybody. So with that, I think I'll see you on Friday for the breakfast show on VSA 360. Thank you for coming and good night.